All right. Should I put it on a couple other pages to talk about reincarnation?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So I'll put it on Rhonda's page
Hold on.
and I'll put it on my page and see who responds.
I'm gonna turn my camera
All
off for
right.
1 moment.
So, hey everyone. Me and Toya are back and we're possibly thinking about coming on Mondays to just talk about spiritual things and have an open dialogue with everyone. Tonight we're going to talk about reincarnation, and I think that's a very good topic, especially when you talk about different cultures, different experiences people have, our belief systems, and all of those things. So whoever's watching, say hello. If you would like to join the live, let me see if I could put the link inside the I'm putting the link inside the comments if you want to come up and talk with us. So this might be a Monday thing. I am live because I feel like I've been called to go live and I don't want to sound crazy, but I feel like it's someone that I really need to talk to, or someone out there that's needing the information that I might have, or someone that might want to have this discussion with us. So I'm just waiting on Toya to come back. And we're going to talk about reincarnation and what that means and what your thoughts are. Or, I'm sorry, feel free to respond in the comments. If you were watching the channel earlier and you got ran away because we were talking about IME, we are not right now. This is just a totally open topic show, something that we're trying new. And I don't know, maybe we'll call it the spirituality hour. I don't know. But we're going to talk about reincarnation. And I want to know what your thoughts on are. I'm sorry. Feel free to comment because we can see them and we'll post the comments below. To the people that are watching, do you believe in reincarnation? Is it real? I can hear Toya backdrop. Hold on, you guys. All right, let me clear this out. Do you believe in reincarnation? There you go, you back. I was like, where'd she go? I heard Dion in the background.
Yeah.
All right, so the topic is reincarnation. Do you believe in reincarnation? Is that even possible?
Is it possible, guys? I want to share this.
Do you believe in reincarnation, Toya?
I do believe in reincarnation. I do. I believe in this. I believe in spirits. I believe in the next life. I believe in that stuff. Yes, I do.
Have you ever experienced anything that was gave you an indication that it might really be true?
Yes, I do believe in it. The reason I kind of believe in it is because I've had past loved ones come to me, visit me. Um, but that's not reincarnation though. But I this is why I believe in spirits and stuff like that because I've had visits from deceased loved ones and stuff. So I know it has to be something. Like I don't think that after death that's just it. I don't know. I just
You
don't
don't
believe
think
that
that's
that's
just
just
it?
it.
Okay.
You haven't. You got. You think you was reincarnated, don't you, P? A couple
I
times.
know I was reincarnated.
Right.
I know I was reincarnated. I know that I am an old soul. I know that's why I have a low tolerance for a lot of things such as hate, any forms of hate, because it's
Mhm.
unnecessary.
Right.
I believe that my spirit is so old that I can remember a time before we actually had all this separation and these barriers and gaps based on race, religion, and gender.
Hmm.
All of that stuff just inflames me. Like I just I can't deal with it, and I just makes me want to fight and combat all that type of stuff. But I know that was a long way around what you asked. But yes, I know that I have um,
Oh,
been here
oh,
before, and I understand that it's
Hmm.
real. And I've met other people that have shared those lives with me.
Hmm.
So I know that it's possible, as kooky as it sounds.
Right.
And I'm willing to admit that.
Right. I think it's just a lot of people out there that don't understand because they never experienced it before. I think so. They just never experienced it, so they automatically think it's not real or it can't be true.
Well, what's interesting about that, I believe that those people that are like that is because they're young. They're
Hmm.
young souls. So it's impossible for them to fathom the way things actually are.
Hmm.
And I think that they're not ready to receive that information.
Hmm.
So when they come into the world, it's fresh, it's new. They don't have the accumulation of knowledge. I don't think people realize that you have an accumulation of knowledge from each life lived. We seem to think we get an accumulation from the one life, but no, it's actually accumulation of several lives. So those young souls can't. They're not. I'm not gonna say that. I don't want them to think that they're simple minded, but they just can't grasp it because they don't have enough life experiences.
Hmm.
So yeah, it takes several lifetimes to actually pick up with pick up with what's going on, and then it takes several lifetimes for you to realize that you have been here a couple times. But people do have little indicators that let them know that they have been here before.
Hmm.
And you do it when let's say if you go to a space and you recognize something, like you feel like I've been here before,
Hmm.
or you met a person and you say, oh, I feel like I've known you forever.
Hmm.
It's just that you recognize that soul.
Right.
Now, that
Hmm.
don't mean they were in that body
Hmm.
that, when you met them prior in that other life, but they're reincarnated just like you. That's why you find them familiar. So you have inklings. And another thing I want to say about that is I think everybody deep down believes in reincarnation because you say it in so many words, like especially with the children, when you recognize that the children have the old souls. That
Hmm.
child has been here before.
Hmm.
That child is this, or that's an indicator that you understand that there is some type of reincarnation
Hmm.
happening.
Hmm.
Now, do I think it's an odd thing? No. I just think that people don't speak about it because they don't want to experience ridicule.
Hmm. Right. Right. They don't want to be judged. Yeah,
Yeah, they
it's
don't want to
true.
be judged.
They're afraid of what everybody else gonna say about them. That's crazy. That's true though.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it make much more sense if you believed in reincarnation? Wouldn't that help you to understand maybe the LGBT community?
Mm-hmm.
What if you died as a male in a previous life and you held on residue from that life and you ended up being born into another body that's the
Mm-hmm.
opposite sex? Wouldn't that make more sense? Or a
Yeah.
trans person
Mm-hmm.
going through their struggle? Wouldn't that make sense instead of us just tossing it away as someone with a mental disability? But
Right.
if you
That's true. I didn't
look
never
at
thought of that.
reincarnation, it would make sense.
I never thought of that. Maybe they was the person who they're supposed to be in the body that they are in at that moment. Well, you know what I mean.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
That's the way, when I see it as a spiritual experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that, people not ready to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
because then you have to take a look at other stuff. You have to reassess religion, and who really wants to reassess that?
Right.
We believe that's in stone.
Right. Like I was speaking to a coworker today, and we was just talking about spirits and the soul, and he mentioned, oh, once you die, that's it. Your body is gone, your soul is gone. I'm like, I don't believe that. I believe that yes, your body might be gone because I feel like the body is just like a shell. But once you die, your spirit moves on. Where it moves on to, I'm not sure. But I feel like it definitely can move on. Sometimes it get attached to another body. That may happen. I don't have no I personally don't have proof of that part of the reincarnation part because I never experienced that. But I will not say it's not true because it's possible it could be true.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I don't know if I'm reincarnated. I don't know. I don't even know how I'll be able to tell that.
well, one day you just wake up and then it reveals itself, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Like you be thinking, oh, maybe it was just a dream. You don't know if it's a dream or if it was real. Shit.
Oh no, you'll know, because once you start to remember, in my experience, when I remembered, then the people that were involved in that life remembered also.
Right.
So that way you can have some type of validation, so you
Mm,
won't think that you're crazy.
mm,
But you'll
mm,
definitely, eventually, all those that have done it several times will remember in a lifetime. And from what I'm guessing, once you remember, you will return to source. I don't think that you will keep reincarnating, because then at that point it will be torture because you remember.
mm. Wow.
But I mean, everybody has their own experience. I see people listening and watching. I'm wondering if anyone has anything they'd like to share. You don't have to just sit and listen to us. Share. And maybe I'll take this and place it on my YouTube, because, like I said, topics like this are so deep. And,
Right.
I'm a public figure and you're a public figure. Most people can't handle that.
Mm-hmm.
They can't
Can you
handle
take
that
that
kind
off
of
there that say what we selling Dion?
stuff.
It's driving me nuts.
I probably can. I gotta type it out.
You can leave the I am me stuff, but yeah. Why are people so afraid to speak about these topics? Like it's just crazy. They don't want people
Because they are.
looking at them like they are just crazy or. dysfunctional, I guess. Hmm.
I don't know. Well, it's multiple reasons why. I mean, it's
Yeah.
safer to believe in religion.
Mm.
It's just safer, it's easier, and it doesn't require any real responsibility. What
It's
if
crazy
what
because I
if you
feel like
did know the
sometimes
truth?
religion and this topic plays a part together sometimes, like in a way, in some ways.
There's some truth in religion, but then when you look at religion and spirituality requires you to have more responsibility
Mm-hmm.
in your acts,
Mm-hmm.
whereas religion is always something or someone, or it's never really too much of you having to be accountable. Spirituality says, you believe in the creator, you are the child of the creator, therefore you are you're a creator, so you're
Mm-hmm.
responsible for some of the things. Now, of course, you're not God level where you creating planets and stuff, but you are a child of God and you're creating people. You're creating likenesses of yourself in the form of statues. You're creating homes. You're creating different things. That's responsibility. That's you know taking action.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to share the live. So if anyone else is out there, share the live. Let's get this conversation going and get your thoughts as well, guys. This is a very interesting topic, reincarnation. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I had someone watching earlier, Maybach Mel from another show that I always be on
Mm-hmm.
Sundays called Spooky Hour. Shout out to MREC. He probably won't be back on here tonight because we were talking about what we were talking about. But I'm sure if he was on, he would be able to impart a lot of good wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So there are several people that actually believe in reincarnation. Is just,
Mm-hmm.
again, they be in like little sects. Like, you have to get into these groups and people can actually talk about and share experience. A general pop won't have these conversations. They'll listen, but they won't have them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what does reincarnation feel like? You born in the world, you
Somebody
aware.
asked that? Oh, you was okay. What does
No,
it
I
feel
said
like?
that.
What does it feel
You just
like?
you born in the world. You're born in the world, and you have this understanding that number one, you feel a lot older than everybody.
Mm.
Like, as a child, I would play with children, but I would find them kind of frustrating
Mm.
and
Mm.
unrelatable. I had more of
Mm.
a better time sitting talking to teenagers and adults.
Mm. Mm.
And most times people, and again, this is going to sound like witchcraft to others, but most of the times people who are aware that they are old soul or reincarnated have other things that go on with them, like they see things and they know things and
Mm.
stuff like that. So that also creates that divide where you really can't
Mm.
relate. Even now as an adult, and I am in a public forum, I do kind of feel like I get along, but I feel like it's a difference. Like, I always feel like it's a difference.
Mm.
But I'm fortunate enough to know other people that's like me.
Mm.
So that makes me
Right.
cool with it.
Mm.
Everybody that's watching, if you want to continue in this conversation, please go to my YouTube channel. It's Peach ENT on YouTube. And I probably will share a story about reincarnation again because I am a public figure and Toya is as well. A lot of these topics can come off as taboo, and we don't want to offend anyone, and we don't want to make you feel like we're attacking your religion. So if this is something that you like, go to the YouTube channel because I'm going to shut off all the other channels.
Oh, I guess I should have shared the YouTube channel only. Yeah.
I left on Plug Studio Network and I left on the other one.
Okay.
And we still have somebody watching. I guess that's you.
That's probably me. I try to share it. I try to share.
And as we keep doing this, it'll build. But I know that I'm supposed to be on here because I got that inkling yesterday.
Hmm.
Um, I saw something yesterday. I was on one of the shows and I saw a person that's suffering in silence. They're going through something mentally and they use meditation as a form of medication because they can't contain their thoughts. But
Mm.
either way, I was supposed to come live, and eventually that person will reveal themselves. But until then,
You got them crystals over there.
uh huh,
Hmm.
I got them.
Hmm.
So we'll see who will pop on.
Let's share. You got a
Reincarnation
story.
is
You said
real.
you got a story to tell. I can't wait to hear this story.
I
Like stories.
done told several reincarnation story.
I just like hearing stories.
Alright, well, I will tell you. Which story you want to hear about? One or two?
Go with two. Let's go with two.
Wow, you would pick two.
You
All
said
right.
what?
I said you would pick two.
Something about an even number. I don't know.
All
Two.
right. So number two is, and I'm not gonna even say this person name because I don't even think they realize what's going on. So I just let them stay in limbo or whatever. But they give me indicators or whatever that they do. In one of my lives, I was a young girl, um, lighter skin or whatever, straight hair, and I used to date this DJ. And this DJ was a very popular one. The space that he would DJ at was underneath a bridge in a club. The bridge was blue, and the club was like in the building. But this club was so lit, like when you would go, everybody would come to see this DJ. Like the line would be around the corner. And I would walk up to the security guard, and the security guard would say, "Well, come on in, he's upstairs." So I go upstairs with him, and he's DJ in the booth, and I go in the booth with him, and I'm just watching the crowd. They dance. Now the DJ booth is not on like how we have it now, same level. The DJ booth is in the elevate actual booth elevated, and I'm looking down at the crowd, and I always wake up. and I used to have it reoccurring. Now, one day I was talking to said person, and they said I had a strange dream, and I said, "Yeah, what was it?" I was a DJ in a nightclub, and I was DJing in this tall booth, and my girlfriend was standing behind me, and I'm looking down, and the place was just really, really, really packed. I said, "Okay, so what did the outside of the club look like?" They was like, "Oh man, when you go outside of the club, it's underneath of a big blue bridge, and the people are in the lines. Like the lines is very long around the corner." And I just looked at the person and I shook my head. Did I give acknowledgement? No, I just left it because I didn't want to disrupt that person's process.
Okay.
So I just left it. So that's what I
Mm,
mean about validation. You'll get the validation that it happened.
mm,
So
mm,
that's reincarnation number two. And I'll just say that the love that I got from that person in the dream,
mm,
they have that same amount of intensity of love for me in this life.
mm, mm. That's wild. It just so happened they
So
just had to share this dream with you. Like, typo.
mhm.
What? Mm-mm-mm.
Yep. And what's funny about that person, like I said, you have residue from your previous life. That person is still into the same things that they were into then, but just in a different way.
Right. You think when you are reincarnated, you always, your new life is always similar to your last life? Like, it's something about probably your spirit that still attracts that same, how can I say this? Like, for instance, that same work ethic, or like just the type of life that you had before. Just like you said,
Yep.
that person has the same type of lifestyle as they had before.
Yeah, but in a different way.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So it's always
similar, the
something in the
same
same.
ambitions.
Right. Right.
Yeah, same ambitions, different way.
Mhm.
Like in one of my other lifetimes, I was a business person.
Mhm.
And in this lifetime, I feel that urge that I need to be that business person.
Mhm.
Like it just feels unnatural for me to go work for anyone or go do
Right.
anything. And
I
I
feel.
feel like I failed myself at times because I know what it feels like to be, self sufficient and earn your own money from the muscle.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah, but you do have certain aspects of that life. Like I'll say one person from one of the previous lives, um, their viewpoint on men is reflective of the way they lived their past life. So in their past life, their husband actually provided for them and did everything where they had a very comfortable life. And in this life, they feel like the man should be that way now. And it's like, I won't settle for less. So you do carry some things over.
Yeah. I feel. I get that. I get it.
You probably got a past life too that you don't remember.
I probably do. Tell me, where's the cards? Mm.
I can't tell you about a past life. is this? Tell you in the cards, did you have a past life? I don't think the card's gonna tell you if you had a past life
Yeah, I
with
don't think the
Dion
cards could
knowing.
tell me about past life. But who want a reading? Get on
They
here.
not on here. They're a reading. They shall come one day.
Hmm.
So your friend said that when you die, you don't never, you just poof and go on into the atmosphere.
When you die, that's it. Your body is gone. Your soul is nothing left. That's it. That's just it. And I just can't believe that because I had incidents where deceased loved ones have came to me. So I'm like, I know it's not just no once you're dead, you're dead. So it's like, and this is right before they've just passed away. They've came to me before I got word. So I'm like, and a little bit after, but like I know it got to be something else. Just it's something else.
It is something else. I mean, did do this person believe in ghosts?
I don't know. I have no clue. We didn't even get that far in conversation. Didn't. But he started pulling up scripture, like that's to each his own. But I was like, when it was saying that once you're dead, it's dead. I'm like, I just still don't believe it. I don't care what you pull up. I just don't.
So what did he think Jesus did?
Right. He started talking about resurrection, and I'm like, I just I couldn't entertain the conversation anymore.
Jesus was resurrected.
Right.
So I'm not understanding. What's
People like to believe what
interesting
they want.
is before religion, Egyptians and all those other cultures used to talk about reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
don't.
That's why when they die, they bury everything with them. They take everything with them because they feel in the next life or in the afterlife, they're gonna have everything that they're gonna have all their stuff with them. So
That's crazy.
they believed in it.
That is effing crazy that he would believe that you don't come back. So that means he doesn't believe in ghosts. He doesn't believe in remnants. He think all children is just new people. He don't believe in the indigo children.
Mm,
Okay, so if you don't believe in resurrection, then how is the second coming of Christ coming?
right. But it was weird because he said he talked about resurrection, but then he didn't believe in spirits move on. But then he said it's coming. I'm like, what? What? I was just confused. He said
They
they're
don't
gonna
think
start.
it out.
He said we ain't finished with our conversation. I said, okay, I'm done. I can't. But I'm like, I believe in it. Sometimes I feel like this is like a matrix or some shit. Like I'm just like, I don't know. I'm in the matrix.
Earth, Earth ain't nothing but a big old prison planet. That's why you keep going in that circle. You ever notice? It seems like you just keep going into these different circles all the time.
Hmm.
This
She
is
said a
hell right here.
prison planet. Wow.
It feels like a prison planet.
Mm,
No matter what you do and it's righteous, something negative always happen. And even if you go a negative, something right might happen.
mm-hmm.
and then you just keep going in this endless circle of what?
Right. Unknown.
So evidently to me, this is hell.
Hmm. It's something. It is something.
You can't get out. You can't get out unless you die out. The world is corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know, what else could this be?
What is it?
It can't be heaven.
No, can't be that. She said it can't be that. It can't be that.
It can't. Like, just think about it. No matter how much you do that's righteous, you just still suffer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No matter what.
And no
No matter.
matter what a rich person do, or the controlling elites do, they still living in. It's just like you can't end the crime, and you can't do anything about whatever. It just is.
Right. What is that? Like, what is going on? You just can't end it. It just don't end.
Because it just is. Is You can't unravel it. You gotta die out of it.
And it still continues. It still
That's how
continues.
this world is. But yeah, your friend, no. I would love to have the conversation with him about reincarnation and the stuff that they believe in. You can't believe in the resurrection of Christ and not believe in reincarnation.
Right. Right.
You can't believe that you I listen to people, it just sounds so nuts to me. You believe that you're a child of God, but you don't believe God has nothing to do with you.
Mm. Mm. Speak.
That don't make sense.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's if something created you, okay, like you, for example, you with your child, you created your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So a piece of your essence is in your child.
Right.
So if God created us, then wouldn't a spark of life be in us, and wouldn't that make us God-like?
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So maybe some of us might have some of the attributes
Mm-hmm.
of God.
Right.
I'm not saying all of them, because like I always tell
Obviously.
people, if I had them all, I'll go build my own planet and leave this shithole.
Okay. Be
But I gotta
going.
settle with what I got.
Exactly. Exactly.
Religion is just, again, another circle of nonsense. I mean, I hate to say it, but the first book just doesn't make sense.
Uh-oh. About to ruffle some feathers on here.
Uh, yeah, well, it is what it is. That's why I'm on my YouTube channel, and I'm sure people will watch it later or they'll watch it now, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
think about it. You talk about Adam and Eve. I don't even want to get into that
Oh
story,
gosh.
because if I did, it would force people to have to do some research.
Right. Oh, that's another time.
But
Maybe we need to get into that next week.
yeah, if I was to say anything about that, people will have to research.
Right.
But let's just talk about Adam and Eve and their children.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe that book for face value for what it was, then Cain and Abel were motherfuckers.
I was about to say then they were just sleeping with each other, having kids with each other.
So obviously that story is incomplete. It's missing
Mm-hmm.
some
Something's missing.
some stuff around it, because where would these women come from? And then
Mhm.
it's a piece in there. If and I done read this book up and down when I was younger, so excuse me if I don't quote it all the way for the people that will watch later. But they even said it was people that they saw,
Mhm.
you know. So where did those people come from?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
we can always talk about Adam and Eve. And if we do talk about that, you have to read the Corpus Hermetica.
The corpus of Medica.
Hermetica to
Hermetica,
understand
the corpus of Medica.
Hermetica to
I'm gonna have to look
understand
that up.
what is being talked about.
Mhm. Hermetica.
Yep,
Mm.
Corpus Hermetica. And it gives you an idea for the crazies in the back and the front. And this text is older than the Bible, but it tells you that when God created creation,
Mhm.
you weren't you listen, you only could create what you know, right?
Mhm.
So in order for you to create a man and a woman, wouldn't you have to have some type of attributes of that?
Mhm.
So basically
Mhm.
in the Corpus Hermetica, when it says that the first being was androgynous,
Mhm.
and when God reached in because that person, that being needed a companion, he didn't pull out no rib.
Mhm.
The first person was intersex. He pulled out the feminine
Mhm.
aspect of that male.
Wow. But
That's
they
what
don't
that
teach you that.
says. Of course not, because then if you're going to teach that, then you have to
Then that goes into
discuss.
LGBT kind of.
Thank you. You will have to discuss all of that.
But that's supposed to be wrong.
And
But they don't realize
if
it
you
been
look at the
here.
statues of the angels, they look androgynous.
Right. Mm.
So, in our human way, we have we have made things that were so simple disgusting.
Mhm.
And so until we actually can, I always say, go back to love. Until we can actually accept and love one another, we'll
Mhm.
never have peace.
Mhm.
We'll never have peace. We'll never have love. We'll never have a equal society because we're too busy hating the things
Mhm.
that we were created to be.
Right.
Some stuff just is.
You probably just solved it all right there. You just
Let me
solved it
tell
all
you
right
something.
there.
The undoing of this is very simple. And this is just my opinion. If we want the world to change, all we have to do is have collective consciousness and stop.
Mhm.
If we all just said, let's not feed into the system and stop,
Mhm.
you don't need a political party for that. You don't need um, a riot. You don't need to protest.
Mhm.
So, wouldn't it be wise to create division on all levels?
Right.
Because if we ever get to a point of collective consciousness and we ever get, in order for that to happen, you have to have complete love and
Mhm.
acceptance.
Mhm.
If we ever get to that space, that's the fear. Because then
Mhm.
we're going to collectively rethink and say, why are we doing this to each other? Let's
Right. Their
just
mind's
stop.
gonna start opening up. Mhm.
Yeah, let's just stop.
Yeah.
Let's stop going to work. It's just simple. The simplest way is so simple that it's hard.
They want you to keep going to war and
And
keep
it's funny.
being hateful. Like that's them higher ups.
Yes, it is. And it's amazing how they use the television to distort your view.
Mhm.
So they distort your view by showing you negative aspects of LGBT people, negative
Mhm.
aspects of black people, negative aspects of black women, negative aspects of black men.
Mhm.
Arabs behave this way. All
Mhm.
whites are that way. Jews are
Mhm.
this way.
Yep.
And then after they lay that foundation and have you confused and they throw in everything else. Kanye
Mhm.
West and them did this today. Kim
Mhm.
Kardashian did that. Then after they
Mhm.
throw that, you gotta pay bills. So now
Mhm.
you gotta worry about work or getting a job and all that to keep your mind from doing the simplest thing you could do is just focus.
Mhm.
That's the avoidance of you getting to collective consciousness. That's simple.
Mhm.
And that's
Yep.
something, I came in with as a child.
Mhm.
Solves it all. It's simple, but it's hard.
Right.
Toya probably like, huh?
No. Mm. Like I feel like I feel the same way. Like as from being young, I could never to now. I can't just be angry all the time at something or just hate, be just so hateful to someone or something. I don't see how people could really like. You could be angry, but to really be hateful and just to the point you want to hurt someone or no, I don't.
Well,
I don't feel
hate
use
stems
use for
from
it.
being tired.
From being
That's all it
tired.
is. Yup, hate is the daughter of tired.
Mm. You talk about sleep tired. What they need to.
When you are just tired, when you can't control anything and you're just tired,
Yes,
that's
that's
where
that's
anger
true.
comes from. But
Yeah.
if we live simplistic and we get all the things, because we all are entitled to all the things in the world. We make things so complex. We pay for wood to
Mm-hmm.
build a house when wood is free. It's made from a tree that
The
God put here
trees right
for
out.
you.
Right. Right.
So
That's
you
true.
gotta frustrate yourself to get the money to buy the wood to build the house. And
Yep.
on your mission to do it, you getting frustrated, you getting tired, and therefore you turn angry.
It's always something. I'm telling you. I like you said, wood is free. That's why I just don't understand how people putting prices on the planet, a free planet that don't belong to nobody. They make you pay for the property. They make you pay the tech. Like who is these people?
That's because human beings like things complex.
Right. Like who?
Oh, to solve the world, we got to become politicians. We got to become all of these different things. No, you don't. All you do is
Right.
start a campaign that's called Stop. Everybody just stop. Pull out the system. Stop. They can't, if you're
Very
not
much so.
cooperating, how is it going to run? It's more of us than it is the
Mm-hmm.
government or them or
Right.
whoever these secret society, whatever you want to call them.
Right. Well, they put it out there just to start it, and then we just take it over and just continue it. They ain't gotta do much. Well, yeah, that's crazy.
Life is crazy.
Life is so much crazy.
Well, I'm going to try to come on here on Mondays,
Mhm.
probably like 8 o'clock, and just have discussions. And I'll let
Mhm.
people from different groups know if they want to come on and do whatever their tarot cards or whatever they got. But I think, these discussions is worth having builds about ways that we can change things and talk about
Hmm.
things in the spiritual world and all of that stuff.
It's okay
You
to
know,
speak about it. Speak up.
it is. It is, but no one wants to seem like the odd man out. But I've always lived on the trenches of
Right.
being odd. I always
I've
been
always
on the
been odd.
edge.
I've always been an oddball, black
Me
sheep,
too.
whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
It's all right.
So we can do this next Monday and see who
Next
comes
Monday.
on.
Cool.
Maybe like 8 o'clock
Okay. Cool.
and get people to come on and have conversations. Maybe we'll just leave it open, open space for
Hmm.
conversation.
Right. Yep.
Whatever strikes
Whatever your
anybody's,
opinion is, it don't matter. Whether you agree, disagree, let's hear it.
yeah. I would love to. I would, my space here is the LGBT advocate. I would love to have a conversation with people as to why. And the only thing I get from it is that they always say it's unnatural. But
Right.
if it occurs in nature, then how is unnatural?
Hmm.
Animals are LGBT.
They don't even know it.
Yeah, a lot of people just feel ways and don't know much of nothing. But all right, I guess we could get off. We'll revisit this next week at 8 p.m. or we'll just call it, I don't know, what are we going to call it? The open hours?
That's a good one. The open hour, peach open hour. Ooh, I like that. The open hour.
You just come on and discuss whatever.
Yep.
You're going to look up Corpus America, aren't you?
Yep. As soon as we get off.
Yep, look it up. And then you let me know what you think.
Okay.
All right, well, have a good night.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night.
Good night.